We're currently in a series on the 8 habits of highly significant leaders, and today I'm going to talk about habit number 3, which is practice lifelong learning. Warren Buffett, he spends 80% of his time reading and thinking. Bill Gates reads a book a week and actually takes a vacation every year where all he does is read. Now, for somebody that might not sound like a very fun vacation, but hey, it's Bill Gates. What we have to understand is that learning is the single best investment of the time that we can spend. It will give us the best return on our investment. It will affect all other areas of our life. So why is learning, especially reading, so important? Well, I thought about 5 reasons why it's important. First off, you gain knowledge, especially if you're reading nonfiction books. Second off, it allows you the opportunity to reflect and to think. We live in such a busy society right now that it's a moment to hit the pause button, to step back. Third, it allows you to rest and gain energy, especially if you read some type of fiction or a really good biography or autobiography. Fourth, it can serve as a catalyst for creativity and innovation. It can inspire you. And then fourth, it improves your vocabulary. You become a better communicator when you read. But there's one caveat to this. I heard a story about a Scottish preacher back in the 1800s, and this preacher read hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands, of books over his lifetime. When he passed away, people were commenting on how much he read. And his son remarked, he said, "Yes, my dad did a lot of reading, but unfortunately that reading, it never improved his sermons. It never affected his congregation. It stayed with him." For our learning to be productive in our lives, for it to be effective, then it can't just stay with us. So every time we read, every time we learn, we should be asking ourselves, how can I apply this to my life if it's something that's important, especially if it's some of those nonfiction books? Or we might need to ask ourselves, if we're reading something controversial, does this change my thinking on this topic? And if so, what? Or if I don't agree with it, has it solidified my view on the other side? You see, when we learn, we want to grow and develop so that we can also help out other people. It can't just stay with us, our learning, if it's going to be effective. So let me leave you with our game plan so that we can make this a habit in our life when it comes to being a lifelong learner. I want you to practice the 5-hour rule. It's simple. What I want you to do is spend 1 hour every day during your work week, so 5 days a week reading, so that's 5 hours. You have 80 non-sleeping hours during your work week. If you read for only 5 hours, that's 6% of your time that you're spending on reading. Yet that 6% will affect the 80 or the 94% of your time because it's that important. Let me leave you with our tweetable lesson. Not all readers are leaders, but all leaders are readers.